All right, what's going on, everyone? I'm finally back. I know it's been a couple weeks. I've just been going through some shit. I think I might have mentioned it before. I've been doing a lot of negotiating with either trying to get a new job or renegotiate basically my pay at my current job. It's been real stressful. So I kind of went down like a negative road, kind of was in a slump. As you can tell, I haven't even like shaved or like gotten a haircut or anything in like a couple weeks or a month at this point now. So I'm just trying to get my shit back together, get back on a routine, kind of, get some energy going again. For like the last couple weeks, I hardly even left bed, been eating and drinking pretty much everything in my room, haven't really left. So, but besides all that, I'm happy to be back to do this again. I haven't really been on YouTube at all. I haven't even been consuming content myself. It's whatever. It's been a mess. But I'm trying to get back on track. Sometimes we all go through slumps and we all have our own issues, but eventually you get over it. You want to try to get yourself back together and be better than you were before, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. So I'm going to try and stay consistent with this again, and I'm happy to be able to put out some more content right here for you. Because I enjoy doing this. Just sometimes even it was hard for me to even get myself to do things I even enjoy doing. I couldn't really do anything for a while. But it happens to the best of us, and the only thing you can do is try to pick yourself up and fix things, because you can't fix anything if you don't decide in your own heart that it's time to do it. That's the only way anything's gonna happen, because no one on the outside of your life is going to be able to come in and change your own mind. You have to be able to be willing to make a change yourself before you can move in to do it yourself. But yeah, let's move on to the video. So today I'm going to be reacting to the new video that came out just this last week that I missed. It's the Tom MacDonald, Adam Calhoun, Jennings, and Nova Rockafeller. They're all a part of this. This is a good thing I listened to a Jennings a while back before I'm getting to this, because then I wouldn't, have gotten a chance to listen to this video before I watched him. But I've watched all of them. I haven't seen anything of Nova by herself yet, so I'm really interested to see how she performs. I guess she's going to be singing or doing something in this. I know she has some of her own content, but I have not actually watched it yet. So I get a little taste of her, and then maybe I'll try to add that in one of my next rounds of videos. Maybe I'll try to get some of her solo stuff if she does that. But let's get into it. The name of this song is In God We Trust. I believe this is off the new album, and I actually ordered that album, got it a little while ago. I got the physical CD here, The Brave. Funny thing about that is I actually don't have a CD player, so I can't listen to it, and I did not buy a digital copy. So this will be a first taste of what's on the album for me. I'm excited that I actually have to go buy a CD player to listen to this, or maybe an add-on for my computer where it actually could take a CD tray. But we're in the future now, and somehow I have less options. But let's get into this.
They separate us from our neighbors and they call it social distancing. It's actually a bigger plan, it's called social conditioning. They took away our privacy, there's always someone listening. The elections planning riots for the citizens. The government has always lied, it's history repeating. But the problem is the schools dumb you down so you believe them.
Alright, so this is already pretty different with the beat. So it's very mellow. It has a little bit of a guitar to it. I really like rap songs that have like actual instruments in it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my background of coming from like rock. But I even like when people dub like rock music into the background of like rap songs, where now they're rapping over more of like a rock beat compared to a rap beat. I'm more of a fan of actual instrumentation than just like computer generated beats. I don't know. I get more of like a feeling and a reaction out of it than when it's just some random beat. It feels more personal to me. And I know this is still basically just a rap beat, most likely. It's not going to go into a whole lot of like instrumentation. But just that little bit, even just the strings, something about it. Maybe it's just from my conditioning, but I like it more already because of that.
If you try to speak the truth inside a tweet, then they delete it. Whole administration Satanists who claim they praise in Jesus. Every year there's a new name for enemies that we're facing. It's Al-Qaeda, then ISIS, and now American patriots. Who would have thought those who love the country the most would be hated on by folks who call America home? Both political parties are equally just as evil. They've been working for themselves, don't give a damn about the people. Black, white, yellow, brown, humanity needs you. Cause united we stand, divided they will defeat you.
Now I'm stopping it. Looks like she's about to come in here. I know. I got it right before she started, so I'm not interrupting. I'll back it up a little bit so it flows better. But just to touch on what he's saying, it's like, it's so true. And like, the more we go through this like whole pandemic thing, and now it's kind of basically coming to a close. Or the crazy thing about that is it's coming to a close, but is it really, or did they just decide that it's going to come to a close? How different are we actually now from the start of it? I mean, other than, you know, knowing more about the virus. This whole thing has been so crazy, and it's really exposed how our governments work and how the media like covers up certain things and shifts our attention away from. People need to be able to start maintaining the idea that multiple things can happen at once, and that a lot of different serious things are going on at one time, and we gotta all stop fixating on one thing, because, you know, the people who are in power think that shit can just go right over your head as long as they throw you a good enough distraction. And for some people, it might work, but I think now people are starting to open their eyes, and that's why it's not working so well for them anymore, that, like, people are realizing that, hey, this over here might be happening, but we didn't forget about this, you know? Like, we're not stupid. You might think we are, but, you know, they're gonna find out that eventually people are going to start catching on to these tricks, especially as more and more of this information is being released. That's the interesting thing about this, is the time that we live in is you can't hide anything. When you do something wrong, eventually it comes out. There's too many eyes and ears, there's cameras, there's permanent data. There's no way you're getting away from this stuff, dude. The only way they get away from it now is basically just saying that it was made up, and that's the counter to the technology these days, is that you can fake things to seem so real that it's hard to believe anything at the same time. So I understand all the confusion, but at the same time, it's like, we gotta just start using our brains and stop listening to just what everyone's telling us, you know?
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust. Y'all missing what was written in them pages.
That's such a smooth chord. Like, so this is so different from what I usually hear from Tom, and from anything I've heard from any of them. That was like very, I guess there was some harmony in there. They were like, it felt very emotional, which, I mean, all of it's pretty emotional, but it was so smooth. Like, it was like genuine, like, singing. And you don't get that a lot from rap style songs, or like, I mean, even a lot of stuff they put out. It's like, what they put out is different from traditional rap, but even that is very different. I like the sound of it so far. It's very smooth. It's very touching feeling. And she has a nice voice. I mean, it wasn't focused on her voice because there was kind of a harmony in there. But it played so well. I enjoyed it. Let's keep going, get all the other verses from the other artists.
It was history they wrote, now you want to change it. You racist. You hate this. Why you want us all to be locked up in cages? I can't stand the left, everything they say's depressing. Ship them to the Middle East, they can learn oppression. Believe me, I mean this quite literal. I love liberty, but I liberals. Wear a mask, stay home, complain and moan. Talk about privilege on your phone in your Range Rover, Starbucks, mango, foo-foo, whatever. The cloth I'm cut from can handle any weather. You just paper in the rain, we ain't the same.
My only thought on that, I get everything that they do and like that they speak on. I agree with almost everything that all the messages they put out and stuff. I completely relate with a lot of that stuff. But the one thing that he did say that kind of gets me a little bit, but again, it's just a song, and obviously you can, stretch out your thoughts better, not just in a short verse in a song, but when he's saying that he hates liberals, it's like, yeah, but even when you go into the group of liberals, not all of them are the same. And a lot of the things that we hear every day are just the extreme points of the very small minority of like extremists that are putting out these things. And even if some people might hold a few extreme points, but that's not their overall view. All of us hold maybe a few extreme points that not everyone agrees with, but that's just because we're all different and no one is obviously perfect. So I wouldn't say you should like just hate an entire group of people, and I think that kind of goes against like what they're talking about themselves. Because it happens to the other side too. That's exactly what the other side does as well. And in the same moment, they're talking about how both parties are corrupt and stuff, and I agree. But when they say themselves that they hate a certain group, it kind of defeats the purpose. But, you know, we're all kind of hypocrites, and it could also be taken a little out of context. It could be reading into it a little bit more than it's meant to be. And they might have like a wider view than what they're just putting in this verse. But that's just my point of view, is that we need to understand that, you know, each side has its own things, and, you know, we're not going to agree with it all. Some of it might be right or wrong, but that's what we need to talk about and discuss, and not just dismiss people and say, I hate you because you think this. That's all.
Same, stand for the flag, only kneel when I pray. I just pray we go back to the old days, land of the free, home of the brave.
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
Yeah. I see through all the illusions, refuse to hear rumors or...
Oh, sorry, that made me giggle. It's not a funny song, but like, he has such a completely different tone and feel to them than the rest of them, and he's still, even in this lighthearted kind of song, is like terrifying to me. There's something about him that's just so aggressive all the time, and his voice... Don't get me wrong, he sounds amazing, and I don't really know, so like I don't know much about him personally or whatever. I haven't done as much research on him as I've done the other people in this song, but it gets me because out of all of them, I don't feel like he fits the most, but I want to get into it a little bit more to see how he incorporates it. But at the same time, I like when there's, you know, a different sound in a song, so it's not just consistently the same song through the whole thing. So he might break it up pretty well, where there's a breakdown to it. I think he could be pretty cool in that aspect. It might fit in well there, but let's see how it plays out.
Accept that we're losing. Easy to get caught up, consumed by the consumer. Truth is so diluted, people starve off the confusion. Comfort is the killer, your dreams execution. Cool persecution if I make a contribution. Home of the brave look like a mental institution, and there will be revolution if we can't find resolution. And a threat is a promise. Stand up, pay homage. They tell lies, I'm being honest. Test the time is upon us. I know that God got us, so I'm fighting in his honor. Hear the cries of the crusaders as we're strapping up our armor. Either set sail to higher ground or drown in a drama. If I die for what I love, then my death will be nirvana. We fighting for our freedom, don't believe what they've been feeding. Be the change you want to see, the warrior that we're needing.
Man on the news.
Alright, so that was a good split up. He sounds good, and I get all the points he's talking about, and it really hits hard. But my only thing is with the whole sound of the rest of the song, I think he just comes in too aggressive on that kind of thing. It didn't seem like it fit as well into this song. It definitely still sounded good. I just think if he added more, like, everyone kind of changed their tone a little bit for this song to be a little smoother, and then he was not, like, didn't have that undertone of smoothness, like, at all to his voice. But to be fair, I don't know if he can even do that, because has such a rugged, like, gruff voice. I'm not sure if that would even sound good coming out of him, to be honest, because I don't know, it depends on his ability, but he just has such a rugged tone to him. But he was very aggressive in this, when I feel like the rest of them weren't as much. I don't know if they're specifically going for that, or if that's just him, but it's his contribution to the song. I'm not knocking it, I'm just giving my personal opinion. I still like it, saying I think it might have flowed a little bit better with the rest of the song if it's carried that other tone that they all kind of twisted into it.
Who says the problem is me? I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. We don't trust the news, the government, or pharma. We just want freedom, that you have that to offer. We don't want the lies, the politics, or the drama. We just want the life that was promised by our fathers. We don't trust the news, the government, or pharma. We just want freedom, that you have that to offer. We don't want the lies, the politics, or the drama. We just want the life that was promised by our fathers. The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know.
I love Nova's background vocals, like when she was on Tom's shoulder, like just making those background vocals as he was doing his verse. It gave it such a nice extra sound to it. I feel like I wish she would do more of that in his songs. I feel like it could add a cool layer to it. I'm sure you guys can throw me a few of the songs that he's done and she's added to it. But I love the sound of it. It especially leans into this softer tone of this entire song, because she has like such that like an angelic sound to her voice, or at least in this song. The way she's doing it, and it really puts like cherry right on top of that icing. It's like nice.
Who to believe, so in God we trust.
All right, I do that every time with only seconds left. I'll stop it to say something right before the song cuts off. I don't know why I do that, but happened again, my bad. Anyways, as you can see, so it's the Brave here. The album is out, and you can get it on iTunes and Amazon. I haven't gotten the digital copy, which I guess I should because I don't have a CD player, but I did get a physical version because I just thought it was really cool that they're just not going to be selling anymore, so I wanted to make sure I got one since it's going to be limited. But my thoughts overall on this song: sounds great. I love the sound of this song. It's very different for all of them. I don't know if they have any songs that really sound similar to this. It's a very touching song. Again, Nova did really good with shooting the video while also being in it, doing vocals, and sounded so good. Now I really need to get a CD player because I'm excited to hear the rest of it. I don't know what other videos they're going to put out though, so I'm almost afraid to, try to listen to the whole album if they're going to put out more videos, so that I can react to them. But, let me know what you guys think of this song. Yeah, I get the whole idea of it behind it. Basically, to where you just can't trust anyone. You can't trust the news. You can't trust the people running the country. You can't trust, who knows what's actually true, and they're basically saying the only one that they can trust is God. I'm not super religious myself, but I completely get that concept, and in times like this, kind of wish I had more of something more like that to lean on. But you can't just snap your fingers and all of a sudden do that. It's kind of something you have to have more built into you, or it takes time to develop that. Really study and learn more of the things that you can rely on, other than just the basic things, material things that you see around you, the people that you can physically see and touch. I mean, that's a lot more comprehensible, and putting your faith into something else is, at least for me, is more difficult, because I'm very based on physical and what's going on around me. That's it's what you focus on when you're trying to solve your day-to-day issues. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on everything. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be doing this again. I can't wait to talk to you guys about this in the comments and see what you think about the new album so far. I'm sure you guys have listened to a lot more of it than I have so far. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, hit that like button so I know you liked the video, and yeah, try checking out another one of the videos. I'll be putting out a few out of this little group of videos I'm shooting right now. Thanks.